What's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy Pool Kind of Boxing, coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing mind. Yes, Canelo called out Andre Ward, the son of God. Yes, sir. He called them out, saying, if they both came into the Caleb Plant fight, if they both was fighting him, he would beat both of them, right? Big words, you know what I'm saying? Where was this energy? You know what I'm saying? At least 2 years ago or 4 years ago, you know what I'm saying? 2017, after Ward beat Sergey Kovalev, right? Where was this energy? You know what I'm saying? This is my problem with Canelo Alvarez. Triple G also. They don't want to fight the special fighters. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fight the guys in their prime. They don't want to fight the dangerous fights. They want to wait till the legends get old and then fight them. But Andre Ward, he was always a special kind of fighter, right? He was one of them dudes that, you know what I'm saying, he could do everything well, He called his style formless, because he studied Roy Jones Jr., Bernard Hopkins, and Floyd Mayweather, right? He took like the way Roy Jones threw his left hooks, and he employed the way Bernard Hopkins would use smothering tactics, and he used his mind like Floyd Mayweather, and use that stab jab, because you used to see Andre Ward use that stab jab in his fights a lot. He used that technique, and it takes energy away from the opponents, and so he mixed all these things up and used range control and his defensive responsibility to catch and shoot, and getting out the way and slipping punches was just incredible to watch. And, Ward, he retired because of injuries. But, he used to be able to harness his speed. He had, a high boxing IQ, and he had a high accuracy punch output, and he has really great counter punching skills. But Ward, his real bread and butter was like that left. You know what I'm saying? He used to use a lead left, and of course the stab jab. He would use that, and he would switch sometimes in fights, because he had a shoulder injury. And he would go southpaw a good amount of the round, you know what I'm saying? At the time he would just do it to throw opponents off and score that way. Kind of like, Terrence Crawford, but he wouldn't do it as long unless, he was just really getting the best of his opponent. So Ward, he could do a lot of things in that. He could like really, he just had a large range of styles and tools that he merged from some great fighters, and he never lost a fight, so he was hard to beat. And everybody knew when Triple G turned down that fight with Andre Ward that Triple G was not that guy. He was not the guy that he was claiming to be, and HBO made Ward move up because they wanted to keep Triple G as a superstar, right, and keep him intact, because that's not a fight Triple G could win. And back then, that was at Ward was willing to come down to 160, and but Triple G, he just didn't want that action. He didn't want that action. He didn't want to get exposed. And now here we go with Canelo Alvarez, saying the Scavenger, the guy who comes swooping in after fighters are past their prime. Once again, he's circling around in the air trying to get that Andre Ward fight. He didn't do it 2 years ago. or he didn't do it 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make sure, that Andre Ward is softened up for the kill. And even with him being on steroids, it's crazy, man. He's in the prime of his life and he won't fight his rivals, right? He won't fight the Jamel or Jamal Charlos. He won't fight the Andre, you know what I'm saying? Andre, man, I can't even think of his name. But he won't fight Andre, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys can move. These guys can hit hard. And, he looks great against people who he could just walk down and beat up. You know what I'm saying? Use a little head movement and put that steroid power on him. You know what I'm saying? Once he feint him out of position and he knocks him out. And then they're having a Mexican parade. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, right? So I have no problems with that, but the cheating has got to go. And the false accolades has got to go. You know what I'm saying? His Eddie Reynoso entire camp is under suspect for juicing, right? So, he's calling out Caleb Plant, calling out Ward, and, it don't even matter. It don't matter because the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, he is backing everything they do. So, it don't really pay to fight Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know what you're going to get. You're going to get the Incredible Hulk in the ring. You see what I'm saying? Who wants to fight somebody who's hopped up on steroids if it's not going to be a fair fight? And that's what we got going on in boxing right now. We got a lot of people who can't compete in their natural state, calling out people who are retired. So to add insult to injury, not only are you not fighting your rivals, you're trying to fight people 4 years, 3 years retired. That's my problem with Canelo Alvarez, right? And we just have a lot of this going on in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, he's a juicer. HGH and different things going on. But I'm sure that Andre Ward would take that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't just rely on power. He has a lot of ring IQ and a lot of skill. And he's seen what Canelo can do in the ring. And he knows what he's good at. He knows his strength. He knows Canelo's strengths. He knows Canelo's weaknesses, which is movement. So you can be on steroids against a fighter like Andre Ward, and he knows how to nullify it. Same with Floyd Mayweather. It don't matter if you juice because he's a defensive fighter anyway, right? He knows how to stay out of range. He knows what punches you like to throw. He knows what you like to do. He knows he knows the signs when you're about to counterpunch or when you're baiting, which Canelo does a lot in fights. He baits just like Mayweather. He baits just like Mayweather, and he tries to throw off them baits. This is very simple. Very simple if you watch his fights. And a lot of his opponents, they get tied up into their offense, and they get feinted out of position, and they get caught. And you get caught by, steroid power, you're probably going to go up out of there, just like Billy Joe Saunders found out. But I don't know, I would like to see the fight, and I know you would too. And I think Ward's record was 32 wins, 0 losses, and 16 KOs. Canelo Alvarez, of course, we all know he's got like a ton of fights. It's like 53 wins and, whatever, I'm saying? All of it's fake anyway. So, you know what I mean? But that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. If this fight picks up, I'll do a deeper dive into it. But who knows? Canelo is just capping right now, feeling himself. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get off that juice because it's going to his head. If he think he can beat Andre Ward, the son of God, he must be doing more than juice. He must be doing crack too. But that's all I got. Make sure you smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, leave a comment below. All right.